So, welcome to Celebration Circle. We're grateful to be here today, and we want to welcome our dear friends, Sam Fuller, doing our music. Thank you, Sam.
Howdy.
From
Nice to be here.
Navasota. He's at a retreat and taking time out from that to be with us. And then
Daniel Maldonado, coming to us from South Austin and somewhere out in the cosmos where he resides most of the time, being cosmic dust made manifest in a very good and powerful way. So glad to have you here this morning, Curandero Dingo.
Thanks for inviting me. It's really a joy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. So we're going to begin by celebrating with our song, Come Celebrate. We hope you'll join us in singing along. We'll see you guys back here in a moment.
Come celebrate, gather together, come celebrate, one by one, come celebrate, now and forever, let us remember we are one. Come celebrate, join in a circle, come celebrate, side by side, come celebrate, now and forever, let us remember we are one. Celebrate, celebrate, come celebrate, 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 come celebrate, 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 come celebrate, yes, celebrate, celebrate, come celebrate, come celebrate, gather together, come celebrate, heart open wide, come celebrate, now and forever, let us remember we are one. We are one. We are one.
Oh, feeling that oneness, feeling our connection. We begin with our invocation, which is, O Great Spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea. You are inside and all around me. And we'll sing that once for each of the four directions as if you're able to physically turn and face into the directions as we honor this sacred earth that we're so blessed to walk upon. And then we'll sing it a fifth time for that divine within each one of us. So won't you begin as we sing together, as we chant together, O Great Spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea. You are inside and all around me. And we'll begin facing to the east.
Oh, Great Spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea. You are inside and all around me.
Turning to the south, land of rich warm blessings.
Oh, Great Spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea. You are inside and all around.
Turning to the west, the land of the setting sun.
Oh, Great Spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea. You are inside and all around me.
Facing into the north, the cold, dark night.
Oh, Great Spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea. You are inside and all around me.
Turning within to that divine
Great Spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea, you are inside and all around me. O Great Spirit, O Holy Father, Mother, Sister, Lover of our souls, God, we open our hearts to you, each in our own way, with our own understanding of who you are, how you are, as you are in our lives, but with a common longing to be ever more present to life, to love, to the divine light manifest every day, but particularly this day of the summer solstice, on this Father's Day, divine masculine principle being honored and lifted up. We open each in our own way, in humility, in service.
And we join with all of creation, with the two-leggeds and the four-leggeds, the winged ones, the ones that swim and crawl, with the rocks and the trees, the grasses, the seas, the skies, the stars, the oceans, with all of life. We affirm our oneness. Together, we are one. And once again,
we are one.
For this opportunity to honor and nurture the sacred in ourselves, in each other, in all of creation, we say, thank you, thank you,
thank you,
thank you. And so it is. So we invite Sam Fuller in to sing a beautiful song, Holy.
God doesn't punish humans for being human. God does not punish Sam for being Sam. God's in every pore and every fissure. God loves completely without measure. He sees what I could be and wants who I am. And I feel holy, 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 holy loved, holy held, holy, 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 Holy Ghost embraced by flesh. God doesn't want apologies, still he hears me as I weep. Lashing inwards at my person, yearning, hungering, and thirsting. God doesn't want to set me right, he made me right, worthy is my name. And deep within I am holy, 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 holy loved, holy held, holy, 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 Holy Ghost embraced by flesh. Alpha and Omega, endless self, same river. Fill me up and wash me down. Redefining treasure, endlessly together. In spirit's death, life arise, arise, arise. A life so holy, 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 holy loved, holy held, holy, 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 Holy Ghost, embrace this flesh and set my heart to rest.
Thank you, Sam. Another great song from the heart of a great songwriter. Wonderfully delivered.
Yes, beautiful.
Thank you.
So now we take time to do a communal breath together, to breathe into this moment, not just taking in the air, but fully just ingesting it into every cell and fiber of our being. And we'll breathe together 3 times, breathing in on the exhale at the sound of the bell, the Tibetan bowl, and then exhaling, and then breathing in again at the sound of the Tibetan bowl.
And feeling ourselves truly connected by the breath, that one substance we all share with every being on the planet. Feeling our deep connection to ourselves, each other, and all creation.
So with your feet on the floor, with your heart wide open, with your breath breathing into your belly, filling it up. Inhale. And again. And as we take these breaths together, we're reminded that truly we are one. So it is. And now we welcome back Sam with another wonderful song. The title of this one is quite interesting. I Love You When You're Destructive. Well, I just want to say that today, Rudy and I have been married for 39 years.
How's that connected to being destructive? Well, this destroyed any sense of humility I might ever had. Just learning how to be in relationship together in this way. It's truly holy, truly a blessing, and feel so glad to be able to share this heartfelt space with you and all those folks who are watching. Yeah. Thank you.
So here's Sam with his new song.
I love you when you're destructive. I love you when you're kind. I love you when you're obscene or had too much caffeine. I love you when you're destructive. I love you when you're productive. I love you when you're slothful. I love you when you stand. I love you when you crawl. I love you when you're productive. I love you when you're psychotic. I love you when you're mad. I love you when you bark or feel as happy as a lark. I love you when you're psychotic. It isn't what you do or say which fills me with delight. Who you are beyond your deeds makes what I see just right. I love you when you're an addict. I love you when you claw. I love you when you laugh. I love you when you scream. I love you when you're an addict. I love you when you're a dancer. I love you when you are still. I love you when you shake. I love you when you ache. I love you when you're a dancer. I love you when you are silly or somber as a rock. I love you when you're sure. I love you when you stress. I love you when you are silly. It isn't what you do or say which fills me with delight. Who you are beyond your deeds makes what I see just right. I love you when you do evil. I love you when you cause pain. I love you when you fight. I love you when you bite. I love you when you do evil. I love you when you can't feel it. I love you when you are blind. I love you when you're a stone. I love you when you're alone. I love you when you can't feel it. It isn't what you do or say which fills me with delight. Who you are beyond your deeds makes what I see just right. I love you when you're destructive.
Thank you.
Wonderful,
Wow.
wonderful words, powerful message.
Yes.
Spirit saying to that to us again and again, love you just the way you are in all your rainbow-hued magnificence.
Thank you, Sam.
Another great wordsmith who put this in different ways, but very cogently, is William Stafford. And Zet's got a wonderful poem to read by him.
The title of this poem is Cutting Loose. Sometimes from sorrow, for no reason, you sing. For no reason, you accept the way of being lost, cutting loose from all else and electing a world where you go where you want to. Arbitrary a sound comes, a reminder that a steady center is holding all else. If you listen, that sound will tell you where it is, and you can slide your way past trouble. Now, certain twisted monsters always bar the path. But that's when you get going best. Glad to be lost, learning how real it is here on earth, again and again. Cutting Loose by William Stafford.
I love that. Certain twisted monsters always bar the path. That's part of being human, to keep finding obstacles in your way and finding ways to be real and move through them in a real way. And that's why I'm so glad to have Daniel Maldonado here with us today. Daniel is a performance consultant. He's a certified leader in the Mankind Project and international thought leader in the realm of the mythopoetic understanding of men's spirituality and beingness on the planet. His animal name is Curandero Dingo con Tortuga, which really speaks to the heart of who he is. A curandero, one who's helping to heal the planet. A dingo having some of that coyote jokester medicine. And just one of my best friends and a warm-hearted man with a big mind and an even bigger heart, Daniel Maldonado.
Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you. It's a joy to be here on Father's Day. And like a lot of us that maybe have had a interesting past, it's a joy to be anywhere, right? So just to be grateful that I'm still on the planet. Rudy said a word or two about the human experience of those on the twisted path, the demons, the wild animals. And just to recall that we're all heroes and sheroes of our own life, because first of all, we're still here. And on Father's Day, there's a certain amount of father energy that got us here. And sometimes that father energy wasn't always positive. Sometimes it was painful for us to experience and live through, but it strengthened us and it got us through. By that same token, you're a shero or hero of your own life because, well, there were a lot of sperm that were competing to get to that egg. And you got there first. So that's a win. That's a celebration. Second, you had 9 months or a little less or a little bit more of gestation, and you survived that. You came through from being an amphibian water creature into a full human being over a period of years. So that's a second win. And with all the things that have happened, stepping out into the street too soon, being in a crazy car accident, or just, getting up and being out in the world, you have made it through many calls, close calls or not so close calls. So you're a triple winner. So when there's a day that you don't feel like your value or your experience is worthwhile, just bring to mind how far you've come, what you've been through. And here you are in community, sharing, receiving, giving your time and attention to others. Because we know that intention transforms and then attention energizes. So there we are with some cosmic reality about how we are and who we are as humans to be here. Also in that poem, Stafford talked about a steady center. Wow, that is a lifelong job. Steady center. And I'm glad that there is a great spirit and a God that loves me when I'm psychotic. When I'm an evildoer, wow, that is really good news. Now, my father and my mother may have not been able to love me the way the Great Spirit loved me when I was a psychotic child or a psychotic young adult, or as an adult child, being a full adult and having elderly parents. Maybe I even show up kind of over-caffeinated sometimes, and it's hard for them to love me. But there's a spirit out there that does love me. And so if we go back to the Judeo-Christian heritage of so many of our Western spiritual traditions, and whether we are full adhered to those beliefs fully or partially or not at all, there is some universal truth to some of the Judeo-Christian and Islamic scriptures. Abraham being called the father of all faith. Well, there's bigger and more faiths than that, but I think at that particular time there was a understanding that the world was much smaller. So if you even go back to Genesis, and in that scripture, that Hebraic tradition, God made creatures, male and female, in its image, in her image, in his image. So there's a gender fluidity and a transgender awareness or consciousness of this father energy called God. That may trigger someone. I'm not the spokesperson for God. I'm just maybe sometimes a psychotic, but loving and caring and hopefully serving and giving person on the planet. So, take what you like, leave the rest. But in that awareness, then we know that male and female energy is energy, or female energy archetypal, or the ancestors, perhaps your great-grandfather, your great-great-grandfather, and your father is a lineage, and there's an ancestral component to fatherhood as well as motherhood. And if we look at that father energy, and sometimes there may have been father things about our fathers that we emulate that were positive and life-giving. And perhaps there were some behaviors that you copied of your fathers that were, I hate to use this word, but just for purposes of understanding, bad or harmful to me or others. Workaholism, or not dealing with my emotions as a man, medicating with work or alcohol or herbs. And that got in the way of me being a better father, not only to others, but to myself. So I think that there's a male mother, female father continuum here that we all can embrace and all can look at, is that how is it do I have a generative energy, a place that challenges me to go forward and to bring things into consciousness. And like Sam Fuller spoke earlier when we were checking in about the creatures in the sky. That was so beautiful. It was such a beautiful segue. If St. Francis looked in the sky and said, and I hope I'm not stealing your thunder, Sam, if you are, remember the love of the Great Spirit. But when you brought that into my awareness, it was so beautiful that the creatures in the sky called the cosmos and the stars, if that is your creation, what would the creator be like? And in every ritual, every Sunday, we do the ritual of Father Sky. So there is something about this positivity, generativity, moving forward, taking action that is very masculine and very, very father-like. The question is that good father energy? Is it too much pushing? So if we come back to God, Father loves me even though I'm psychotic, I need to cut myself some slack if I don't love others when they're that way, when I don't find that accepting, loving, forgiving, understanding, compassionate father energy. And regardless of what experience you had with your father, or if your father was absent, that there are fathers out there to connect with in history, maybe in your community, but they also reside in yourself. That part of you that hits the floor running heroically, maybe some good father energy. So without being too positive about our fathers, I think it's important for us to see where I individually, and maybe all of us or some of us, might have a twisted, just like the Stafford poem, idea of fatherhood, that it's really not that way, but it was an experience where something happened to me when I was little, and it was with father, or the energy of father, that wounded me, and that I've been walking on the planet as an adult, perhaps for several years or decades, with a twisted idea because I got hurt. And then that's my story, that fathers are, father is. And it was a moment that may be what we know of as the absentee father, the workaholic father, the emotionally distant father, bad dad, or deadbeat dad. So this is a time where that song that Sam sung, we can apply that to our fathers as best we can, and to, I guess, mine or extricate from our earthly fathers the goodness that they had, and see past the pain. But also to see that, on some levels, I'm like my dad, and I do some things that are, I've still got some work to do, let's say. So can I love that part of me? Whether I'm male or female, how do I transmute and utilize this like good dad energy? In other words, the blessing father, the good provider, the playful, wild, and zany dad, safe father, the holy father, or one of my personal favorites is the moist father, or the juicy father. He's just really loving and caring, which means, wow, he has embraced as a father those qualities that we often equate with the feminine, which maybe they're human, and maybe my full humanity and the full humanity that's available to us is more fluid in that sense. Things that in our cultures we say, oh, that's very male, or that's very father, that maybe the father, the good father and the good mother have a continuum of moving back and forth. So with the fathers that we have had, and maybe the fathers that we wanted and didn't have, that it's not too late to choose that for yourself. In other programs, is one familiar that I've worked with over the years called ACA, Adult Children of Alcoholics, but also Dysfunctional Families, where instead of just looking at father-child, it's parent-child. And what's the inter-parent dynamic? What kind of Father's Day am I celebrating for the father in me? Because I know that as we get older, or at least for me, that my job is to father myself, to be my own good dad, my own good mother, and to find some kind of a balanced template of family inside of me first. And Celebration Circle's always been a gift to me because it's always given me more room as a man of mixed race, of parentage that came from two different cultures, two different languages, and their ideas of father and mother were very different, and they didn't always agree to it. But when I come into spaces like Celebration Circle, and I hear songs like Sam, and I hear the poems and the sweet opening of the space and our ritual that are so simple and so beautiful, that I think the truth in the energy of Celebration Circle is like Einstein said, when he was looking for the theory of relativity, he knew it would be simple and elegant. Simple and elegant. And we've already started in that loving space, Father Sky space, where we're being present and letting fatherhood kind of flow over us as a blessing, like the sun or the stars, that we are getting a blessing to move forward into the world as complete human beings. So one of the things I wanted to bring into awareness, besides just being blessed by Sam's music and the poem and the beautiful opening, is that today's a new moon. So it's a day that it's good to write down goals and visions and affirmations, but it's also the solstice. So we had the shortest evening and the longest day. Day would never end, right? Well, sometimes that's a blessing. And and also the solar eclipse, which is annular. I think it kind of happens around this time every year. And Father's Day. So that's a lot of upset or a lot of cosmic energy. And what could we need more now in our country than mothering and fathering, and then to embracing all people of all differences and making a stand, not only for myself if I have difference, any kind of difference, educational, financial, male, female, poor, gay, transsexual, whatever, Native, Asian American, immigrant, some type of historically underrepresented group. So these are the moments that, regardless of what's happening externally when it comes to cosmic energy or these intense culture wars that we're having, in this awareness of systemic racism and dominant culture, some of the painful history of our country and our past, personal and collectively in a culture, that's the time to call on the inner father. And if I can't find it, I can call someone, or I can call on the four directions, or I can come to Celebration Circle and say, I'm having some problems finding my father energy. There's no sin in that. There's no sin in my ignorance or my woundedness or feeling lost as a man or as a human, or feeling lost during Father's Day if I've had contentious issues with my own father. But I think, if I'm honest, the gift that the Creator has given me is my life. And my part of what I can do is what I do with my life is the gift I give back. And I don't have to do that alone. I do not. I can call Rudy or Zach and say, I don't know what to do. I'm lost. Yeah, but you're a big guy. You've been all over the world. You're a public speaker. It's like, I don't care. I'm scared. I don't know what to do. That's okay. There was a time when, as a casualty of patriarchy, as so many of us are, in denying our humanity, and somehow out of fear, men needed to dominate women. That's culture. That's humanity. That's personality. But I don't believe that's father energy. It might be a dark father energy or a twisted father energy, but I don't think it's the father energy that's consistent with what we're looking for, what I'm looking for, and what we are capable of as a community to really share from our wounds, but also the possibilities. And if I know what negative or harmful father energy is, and I don't let that send me in the place of an embittering wound of fatherhood, that negative or painful or perhaps unexpressed grief, unresolved trauma, if I do that work, then I possibly, male or female, could be a huge answer to what does it look like father energy, healthy, loving, blessing father energy. So as we go as far back as we can recollect around our ancestral father history, and maybe some of the painful masculine or male leadership in our past, that we can bring it back home to roost right here. Well, there's only one of us. Well, we're in this together. And we can take a moment and bless ourselves. And I want to invite you to come into a safe, quiet, centered, and steady space and find that father energy in you. And to resonate with, what kind of good father did I want to have? And with help from the Great Spirit, from the four directions, from others that I'm in community with, what can I do to heal and transform? What can I do to give attention to my fatherhood, whether I'm male or female, on Father's Day? And what intention can I make to affirm and to bless fatherhood within me? And if I see fathers outside, to bless those fathers that I see on the outside. So I invite you to a celebration, but also in a celebration of sobriety and awareness, to where we're all humans trying to get through, including you and me, and we don't have to do it alone. And we can utilize our observer self, our metaphysical observer, to watch and bless us as we traverse and navigate this wonderful gift called life. So blessed Father's Day to each and every person here, and to find that father energy that you have within you. And my belief is it's time for all of us on some level to step up into leadership around positive fatherhood and motherhood. So blessed Father's Day to everyone, and thank you so much for inviting me to practice once again being vulnerable and transparent and sharing some of my experience, strength, and hope. It's always an honor to be here. Happy Father's Day.
Thank you, Daniel, for bringing your wisdom and your big heart.
Yes.
And into that space. I invite you to move into the possibility of meditating on, dwelling in the deep centeredness of the divine masculine.
So just to continue this blessing that Daniel's started for us, I invite you to begin by breathing calmly and deeply and quietly. And then entering gently into the awareness that you are a fully empowered, sacred creation of the divine. Feel your willingness to live a life in which your heart, and your mind, your body, and your soul are as experienced, all experienced as facets of this one sacred unity of the masculine and the feminine, the active and the receptive, the creative and the nurturing. Imagine the sun overhead, the bright star physically located in the center of our solar system, one part of the Milky Way galaxy, but also this metaphysical embodiment of the divine masculine, the sacred source of all of life as we know it on planet Earth. And for the purposes here and now, for this meditation, just become aware of this bright light, a warmth, a field of deep knowing, a glowing above the center of your scalp. Won't you feel this opening, this softening, a deep receptivity to this living stream of soft, golden light pouring down to you and through you as you now. This soft, golden light. And as this soft light does so, won't you focus on your willingness to let your understanding of the sacred be awakened, to be strengthened, to know that there is nothing you need to do to make this happen. You're simply being invited to participate fully in this infinite flow that always has been and always will be active in you. You may feel a particular pressure, a warmth, a sense of opening between your eyebrows, the center of your forehead, your third eye. And as this center of light and energy opens, you're invited to feel and experience the truth of the whole universe as a living dance of consciousness. And just take time now to rest in this awareness without any need to do or be anything more than what and who you are now. Simply stay in this state of receptivity to the divine flow of light, to feel the truth of who you truly are, a being of infinite intelligence, boundless energy, and radiant compassion. Allow this flow into your life through your willingness to embrace both your divinity and your humanity. And rest there, here, now. Rest and relax in the knowledge that everything you need will be provided, that you will be guided at every step of your way as you move forward with faith, with a willingness to do that which is yours to do, while knowing that you do not have to do it alone, knowing that we are in this together. So feel the peace, feel that awareness. Peace, be still, and know I am. The eternal I am that was before the beginning of time and will always be. Peace, be still and know. Peace, be still and know that all is well, and all shall be well. As you remember the truth of your oneness with the true source of all life. And as we do this, may all beings be blessed by our willingness to remember and to reflect on this divine flow. And so it is. Feeling ourselves back here together, back to this awareness. We connect. We connect to the gifts, the many gifts that we have in our lives, that we hold in our hands and in our hearts. The prayers, financial offerings, all the names and the situations. And we hold them up, we lift them up into the basket. I give to you, O Spirit, as you have given to me, with heart wide open. Together, I give to you, O Spirit, as you have given to me, with heart wide open. So together we remember that in all things, give thanks. And if you have a prayer, please place it into the basket. Please offer it up either through email or in the comments section for our mighty prayer circle.
In all things give thanks. In all things give thanks. Thanks. In all things give thanks. Won't you affirm that with me? In all things give thanks. In all things give thanks. Thanks. In all things give thanks. In all things give thanks.
And giving thanks, I want to thank Carl Franklin for posting on behalf of the Celebration Circle and comments and welcoming everyone. And he'll be posting a link for you if you'd like to donate online. That's an option. PayPal, Venmo, the website. We appreciate all your love offerings. And you can mail a check too.
So many ways to give and receive.
That's right. We even got a $100 bill in the mail last week. So
Cash.
Almost
forgotten what cash looked like in this COVID time. Well, speaking of receiving, we're glad to receive another song from our good friend Sam Fuller. What you got for us, Sam?
Give us a moment here. We're going to try and get Sam back on. And I'm going to show him up in this. There we go. Now can I hear you? Cannot hear you. So for some reason, we've lost audio on Sam.
Well,
you know what? I can reboot. Let me give it a try here. No.
Well, Spirit has its own plan, apparently. So,
This is just an opportunity for us to just breathe into this moment. And we all experience technology in its many mysterious modes of operation.
this Byzantine COVID quarantine time has brought us technical miracles and challenges of many sorts. Well, I'd like to say thank you again to our friend Daniel Maldonado. And we'll bring him back on screen to say,
Let's see if we can hear Daniel.
Daniel. Hey,
Can you hear me?
Yes,
we can hear you.
Thanks for sharing your warmth and your wisdom. Thank you, Sam. We seem to have lost him in the conference center in Navasota.
There we
you
go.
go.
Coming back?
Okay, all right.
Okay, here we go. We'll be back, Daniel.
More than a few days ago, but not too many days ago, Francis of Assisi walked out under the night sky, and he looked up at, and he said to himself, if these are the creatures, what could the Creator be like? If these are the creatures, what could the Creator be like? Cypress trees sipping water at the riverside. Mountain peaks so prominent where the eagles fly. Thunderstorm and lightning flash soaking up the sky. Magnificence entrance my eye as this thought drifts to mind. If these are the creatures, what could the Creator be like? If these are the creatures, what could the Creator be like? A nation shouts, a mother cries for a man who died. More like brutally slain, can't help but feel the pain or avert my eyes. So many thousands more were murdered before, history of strife. We cannot stay the same, won't let them die in vain. Tears fall from a million eyes. If these are the creatures, what must the Creator be like? If these are the creatures, what must the Creator be like? Earth it quake and oceans break, many lose their lives. Forest up in smoke, many burned and choked, only ashes rise. Disease fill my lungs, threaten old and young, lay siege to my mind. Despair is in the air when no one seems to care, cling to flickered light. If these are the creatures, what must the Creator be like? If these are the creatures, what must the Creator be like? If these are the creatures, what must the Creator be like? If these are the creatures, what must the Creator be like?
Bravo. That's a beautiful song. Another one. And I think Carl's going to post online the link to Sam's Bandcamp. And you want to say something about the new release you have coming out with Will Parker in July?
Sure, sure. So for the last year, Will Parker and I have been recording his second children's album together, and I do most of the music and mixing. We have a few guest performances on the keyboard, cello.
Oh, looks like we've lost the feed again with Sam.
Oh, there we go.
But yeah, the release is scheduled for July 3rd, and you can pre-order the album on Bandcamp, and that link Carl will be posting up soon. But the theme is the album name is Will Parker and the Make Believe Band Needs You to Help Save Imagine Land. So it's a part story, part song adventure.
Oh, sounds fabulous. We could all use a little more time in Adventureland, so let's save it.
Keep up the good work, Sam. It's good to have you here in the circle this morning.
Yes.
Daniel.
Thanks. Let me get Daniel back.
Daniel back.
And his sweetheart Sarah is with him. We're gonna. There we go.
There we go. There we go.
Oh, now we only see Sarah.
Oh,
You got to get. I saw that kissy face stuff. You got to get a little closer together.
there you go. Sarah's powerful yoga teacher. And,
So what I wanted to just say in passing was that good, fun, safe daddy energy. Get it today. You deserve it. And I'm going to be in my good, safe, fun, playful daddy today.
All right.
enjoy each other
May we all be blessed.
as we leave this place
We
of meeting.
connect our hands together, and we remember that love is the only power. Love is the only way. Watch our circle grow together.
Love is the only power. Love is the only way. Love, 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 love. Watch our circle grow. Love is the only power. Love is the only way. Love, 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 love. Watch our circle grow.
Oh, good one, Sam.
Go in peace, grow in peace. Happy Father's Day. Happy first day of summer.
Happy everything.
We love you.
We bless you. We see the light in you. Go in peace.
Now,
And just a reminder again to send your prayer circle requests in and to take that time to consider those that could use a little more love and support right now. And we send them out our blessings. And what else? Something else I was going to say, and now it's gone.
put on your sunscreen if you go outside. It's not going to be hot out there in South Texas. See you next Sunday, we hope, right here at same time, same station.
Blessings. Thank you all.